Hi, this is Bill Parrish, Process and Functional Design Lead for BIM2BAS Consulting, here with the first in a series of videos that will demonstrate why leveraging BIM files within the context of smart building systems is the most cost-effective approach to building a high-value graphic user interface that provides a dramatically better return on investment versus traditional implementations. In order to arouse your interest, I'm going to immediately show you a couple of the more unique and interesting features that can be implemented when utilizing BIM files as the foundation of a smart building system user interface. Once I have your attention, I will tell you a little bit more about me, BIM2BAS Consulting, and what else I'll be covering in this series of videos. What you are viewing on your screen is the graphic user interface of a building automation system that has been developed using BIM file as its foundation. This particular implementation leveraged one of several platforms that provides a real-time 3D view. In order to quickly demonstrate the 3D capabilities, I'm going to navigate to a couple other camera positions within this interface. You see I've navigated to the back of the building. I'm also going to navigate to an interior view. Now that I'm here, I'm going to manually move the camera around so you can kind of see the 3D interaction that a user can have with a system like this. Now let's go back to the open view. Next, I will briefly demonstrate a few ways in which a dynamic 3D interface can deliver dramatically more value to users than traditional 2D or static 3D interfaces. One of the primary reasons this can be achieved is that a dynamic 3D interface can vary the context and perspective in an infinite number of ways that 2D and static 3D interfaces can. For example, I'm able to filter the geometry to isolate systems, zones, or any grouping that might provide a useful insight to the user. Currently, the filter is set to display architectural and mechanical geometry. If, for example, I got a cold call for room 208, I'm able to select room 208 and isolate the geometry that relates to the mechanical systems for that room. Here, I gain the insight that room 208 is served by FPB2-08. Recognizing that that's the likely source of the problem, it might be useful to take a look at the view related to that fan-powered box. That provides the insight that FPB-208 also serves rooms 207 and 209, so I might expect issues in those rooms as well. Another view that I could take a look at would be a view of the mechanical geometry and the zones that it serves. With this geometry displayed, if I separate the levels, I'm able to gain a great deal of insight into which mechanical equipment serves each room. For example, here I can see that room 202 is served by a fan-powered box 2-06. As you can see, the combination of separating the geometry and filtering it to show just the geometry that's relevant to the insight that I'm attempting to gain at that point in time is an extremely valuable and flexible tool. Another really powerful way that the geometry can be filtered is by a query of any of the data associated with the geometry. Here I've constructed a query to return the geometry where the supply flow property is less than 500 CFM. If I enable the query, I see that what's returned is all of the VAV boxes and fan-powered boxes and their distributions upward into the room. If I were to change that query to make it greater than 500 CFM, and then execute the query. What's returned is the 2 rooftop units and all of the primary supply duct down to the fan-powered V&V boxes. As you can see, the ability to query the geometry and return systems or geometry based upon condition is a really powerful way to gain insight into what's going on within the building. In this video, I have shown you a couple of ways that dynamic 3D user interfaces with BIM files as their foundation can provide deeper levels of insight and situational awareness. However, what I've shown so far is just the tip of the iceberg, and we will delve much deeper into the many benefits of dynamic 3D interfaces for smart building systems and other videos in this series. I have worked in the building automation industry for over 25 years and designed and implemented graphic user interfaces for hundreds of projects, from school buildings to large corporate campuses. The most important lesson I've learned in my career is that design is paramount, not only in terms of function and aesthetics, but also for work processes for creating and maintaining a system throughout its life cycle. That is why BIM2BAS exists. Our mission is to help building owners, architects, engineers, smart building platform vendors, and systems integrators design the highest value smart building system graphic user interfaces that deliver the highest possible return on investment throughout a facility's lifecycle. Upcoming videos in this series will examine in detail the costs of designing and implementing BIM file-based dynamic 3D user interfaces versus more traditional 2D or static 3D interfaces. We'll also outline the process of designing smart building system user interface implementations, and we'll provide many more examples of unique features enabled by dynamic 3D user interfaces. If you are interested in finding out more about BIM2BAS consulting, or how we can help you design and implement the highest value smart building system graphic user interfaces, please visit our website at BIM2BAS.com or email me at bill.parish@BIM2BAS.com.